Brent Venables doesn't believe what he wrote there either. He's saying what he thinks he has to say to survive and to recruit.
What has happened here is the woke culture has made anyone with something to lose into a fraud. This part of the statement is driving me insane. He said, quote, as painful as it has been dealing with Coach Gundy resigning from the program, it doesn't touch the experience of pain felt by a room full of young men I'm charged to protect, lead, and love. Those words actually came out of his mouth. I can't believe he's such a fraud. I don't know how the guys can look at that and say, Coach, how do you think I'm so weak? Why do you think I'm so fragile? Because remember, it is the players who have come out and said, he didn't do anything to us. He should still be coaching us. We like this guy. Meanwhile, and I want to point this out because, I mean, nobody's handled anything well, but this is the same school that when Joe Mixon punched a white woman, it was another race thing, black man versus a white woman here, 2014, punched her in the face and broke 4 bones. Oklahoma let him keep his scholarship in 2014 and continue to take classes. And then they let him back on the team, played for 2 years, left early for the draft. This guy actually, Brent Venables is telling us that words hurt more than actions. I'm telling you, ask that young woman about the 4 bones in her face. And so it's like, that was a race thing. We didn't need to make it a race thing because it wasn't about race. It was about a bad person or a person making a bad decision that should have consequences. And yet, because this dude's white and he read something that actually came from the handwriting of a black man, then suddenly he is so toxic to have around that Coach Venables, I assume, based on his statement here, encouraged him to leave the program because he felt his players were just in too much pain. They're too fragile, and I'm tasked with protecting these young black men they're just glass. As soon as you drop them, They're done.
I don't want to defend Venables, but I just want to enter into the record the facts here, though, TJ, is like Brent Venables doesn't believe what he wrote there either. He's saying what he thinks he has to say to survive and to recruit. He's, first-year head coach, replacing a guy that was very successful, producing all these Heisman Trophy quarterbacks, exciting offense. And so he's in a tough spot. He needs to recruit, and he knows that the players are controlled by social media. And he knows that if they don't take this kind of action, if he doesn't say these kind of things, he leaves himself vulnerable to social media. And that can take on a life of its own. And so the same players that are right now going, hey, he shouldn't be fired. If social media starts coming out with memes and starts going after him, those same players could then pivot and say, you know what, he should be fired. And then the other thing I can hear people saying right now is like, hey, Joe Mixon was an 18-year-old, 19-year-old kid. This is a 50-year-old man. He should have known better. Well, and again, what I say to those people is, after about age 12, if a boy doesn't know, hey, you can't punch a girl. And particularly not in a restaurant over nothing. Now, and again, I get Joe Mixon and some of these guys, and I don't know Joe Mixon's background, but I know some guys that come from some backgrounds where women are capable of beating you up and or shooting you. And in that environment, seems to be a different set of rules. But on a college campus, in a little fast food restaurant over nothing, by the time you're 10, 11 years old, hey, you don't have to be 50 to know I can't haul off and punch some girl and break bones in her face. And so I just want to enter that into the record that Venables is reacting to the culture he's been placed in. He wants that money. He wants that fame. He wants the success. He wants to survive.